أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين إن الدين عند الله الإسلام والله يدعو إلى دار السلام ويهدي من يشاء إلى صراط مستقيم. Surely the true religion with Allah is Islam, and Allah calls to the abode of peace and guides whom He pleases to the straight path.
Today we will talk about peace. The Ustaz say, God say, the religion what we inside they call Islam is standing on what we call peace. So God say He's calling on you on that peace, and whoever will come to that peace, God say He will guide you on the right road.
The topic of my speech is Islam, the religion of peace. The word Islam indicates the very essence of the religious system known by that name. Its primary significance is the making of peace, and the idea of peace is the dominant idea in Islam.
When we're talking about peace inside Islam or the word Islam, it means peace. And when we're talking about peace, nobody can live without that peace. So the more important thing inside Islam is we must always maintain peace inside our community. That's what Islam tells us to do.
Islam stands for peace between man and his creator, between man and his fellow being, and between different religions and communities.
When we're talking about peace, we're not talking about peace between Muslim and Muslims. We are talking about peace between Muslim and God who created us. When we're talking about peace, we are talking about peace between Islam and other religions too. That's why we say peace everywhere.
Peace is the greeting of one Muslim to another. Peace shall also be the greeting of those in paradise.
When we talk about peace, we are talking about to greet your friend without peace. And we talk about peace, even the people who in paradise, they also know what is peace.
As-salam, the source of peace, is one of the many names of God mentioned in the Holy Quran, and the abode of peace is the destination and the spiritual goal of humanity.
The word peace, it also means that we are greeting God. The word peace also means that God is calling us on road, that even tomorrow in paradise we will be in peace with that same God who created us.
My dear brothers and sisters, whenever one wishes to speak about Islam as a religion of peace, the question naturally springs to mind that whereas there are so many religions in the world, such as Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, etc., when it comes to finding out whether Islam is a religion of peace, why should Islam be the odd one out?
So if we're looking for peace, we can plenty of religion. All the religion and what you call so, they are also religion that were practiced before us. But now when we talk about Islam, when we come to Islam, why we are saying that Islam, under Islam means peace? This is a question that always comes. Why we say Islam?
One reason for this is that a few years after the beginning of Islam, anti-Islamic powers began a propaganda that Islam is a religion of extremism and violence and wants to compel others into belief by means of sword. This, of course, is incorrect.
Now, when we say peace, other people say, you're talking about peace in Islam. But from the time we've been looking at Islam, we feel that Islam is a religion that enables no peace. It's a religion that when we say to use weapon against somebody or to say something against somebody, that is what we say we call Islam is. But we are saying that is not Islam. The Islam that is we are talking about is a Islam of peace and always peace. So those who have the mindset that Islam means we must do something against our people, our friend human being, that Islam is incorrect.
In the beginning, the Muslims of Mecca suffered persecution, but they remained silent. Finally, they migrated to Medina, but there too the disbelievers wounded the Muslim and forced upon them a better.
The time the Islam came to Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they were in Mecca. Then they see Mecca people, they start running behind the Muslims. So after that, they both say, okay, since you're running behind us here, then we'll move from here and go to different cities. Then the Muslims move from in Mecca, then they go in Medina. When they go in Medina again, they see people who are running behind them in Mecca, then they follow behind them in Medina too. Why?
The proof against those opponents who allege that Islam was spread by the sword is that although the disbelievers of Mecca raised all sorts of objections, yet history stands witness to the fact that the people of Mecca themselves never complained that the Muslim had used the sword against the disbeliever to compel them to change their faith.
The time that thing happened to the Muslims, they not foil. The time they were in Mecca, when they accept Islam, they were running behind it. They not foil. What they do now, they go in Medina. So we are saying that the people who hate the Muslims, they themselves they prove that if it was true that Islam is a use, we can use it to do something harm or some harm to other people, then that time it was a time for the Muslims to take sword and go against them. But they never witness anything of that. All the Muslims do, they move from there and go different place. So they themselves, they prove that yes, indeed, Islam made peace.
Meaning that the people of Mecca who waged the war against the Muslims, even they never said this thing that Islam forced to join the people. That is the word.
So it means that the people who go against the Muslims, they never say anywhere that okay, say we go against them, or before we go against them, they force us to become Muslims. Because of that, we go against them. They never say this.
Secondly, what has given Islam a bad name is an ugly and awful image of extremism presented, whether knowingly or unwittingly, by some Muslim groups and organizations, and these groups unfortunately had personal vested interests.
So where this thing is coming from now? Where people say Islam that bad religion, it can go against other people. They say some Muslim people, after all, they started behaving bad. So because they were Muslims, those who are not Muslims say, okay, because these people, they are Muslim and now they are behaving like this, so because of that we say Islam is bad. But it was not like that.
In order to see a religion's beauty or its defects, justice requires that you should make its teaching or its holy scriptures the anvil or the reliable or principal sword by which to judge it. Otherwise, everyone would accuse every other faith at random.
If we come to the war of peace, those people who go against Islam, say we say they not prove that the Muslim forced them to be Muslims. What they did, their behavior, or in order for the religion to be true, it means that our own behavior, the behavior will show to other people. That behavior will tell the people that whether we are good people or we are bad people. So in other words, it means that when you are Muslim, your behavior towards other people, it must be good behavior, it will not be bad behavior.
For instance, the teaching of Christianity according to the Holy Bible is, but I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. But in Bosnia or Iraq or other countries, America and the other Western powers resorted or are resorting to aggression. If, however, we say that the Christian teaching is that if anyone raises his head against you, you should use all your might to trample it to death, this would be a grave injustice.
Other religions will ask questions or they will share blame on one another. That, oh, okay, you yourself, you not believe in peace. Then Christianity will say Islam not believe in peace. But we are saying that the big people in the world, like for example in America, or in the Christianity they say when somebody slap you on the side, you must also show the other side so it can stop it. But why is it like this? Because the people who get big power in the world, they themselves, they say that if this man do that kind of thing to you, you must raise your hand against them. But if that's the case, then we not see any peace inside that one.
In the same way, to find out the true teaching of Islam, we would have to study the Holy Quran and see what it says, not based on the actions of some Muslims who have forgotten the teaching of the Holy Quran.
In order for you to say Islam is a bad religion or a good religion, you have to study the Holy Quran. When you study the Holy Quran, then you will know whether Islam is bad religion or good religion. After that, you must also go and follow the teaching of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Then you will know. But don't follow the people who say Islam is bad religion because they do XYZ. It's under the behavior of certain Muslims, but that is not Islam.
Now I shall come to speak about the true Islamic teachings in relation to the establishment of long-lasting peace in the world. First of all, a fundamental and basic teaching of Islam is that al-Muslimu man salim al-Muslimuna min lisanihi wa biyadihi, that a true Muslim is a person from whose tongue and hand all other peaceful people are safe.
So we will tell you now what kind of teaching taught in Islam that prove that Islam is the best religion. It say that if you are Muslim, don't be the cause, or your hand, it will not be the cause for another person to cry. They say if you do that, then you are not good Muslim.
This is the definition of a Muslim given by the Holy Prophet of Islam, as Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Islam teaches that only those who use their tongues and hands to spread injustice and hatred deserve to be punished. Thus, from a local level to a global level, if all parties remain within the confines of this golden principle, we would find that there would never be religious disorder. there would never be political strife and nor would be disorder based on greed and a desire to gain power. If these true Islamic principles are followed, then within countries, the members of the general public will safeguard each other's rights and feelings, and the government would fulfill their role to protect all citizens. At international level, each nation would work together with a spirit of true sympathy and compassion towards one another.
When we say your hand, we talk also about your tongue. They say any Muslim, your tongue and your hand be the cause for another person to cry. Islam says it's a punishment. Therefore, if we take that one from there and bring the other one, that is your hand and your tongue will not be responsible for somebody to cry, then that is the best way we're supposed to live as a Muslim. In the country, in the county, in the district, and then all over the world, if we practice this one, everybody will live in peace and nobody will cry in the name of their friend that, oh, he do this or he do that to me. This is what we're supposed to practice as a Muslim. If that happens, all the world will have peace everywhere, nobody will cry.
Another key principle Islam teaches is that in an effort to develop peace, it is necessary for all parties to never display any form of pride or arrogance. In the Holy Quran, Allah the Almighty has made it clear that differences of nationality, color, or ethnicity act merely as a form of identity and recognition. They do not entitle or validate any form of superiority of any kind.
In order for us to have peace all over the world, we say whether you are Muslim, whether you are Christian, don't use force on your friend. Once the person is human being, don't use force against them. What we should do is we should come together as one group of people. Islam says that there is no color, there is no tribe, there is no nation. All of us, we are one people. God created us. This is what Islam teaches us. So that God says it. He said, I'm not looking at color, I'm not looking at nation, I'm not looking at tribe, I'm not looking at dialect. I'm looking at the person who always protects peace. So in order for peace to go always on and on, we should always try to stay away from making our friend to cry.
Allah the Almighty says in the Holy Quran, Ya ayyuhan nasu, inna khalaqnakum min zakarin wa unsa, wa ja'alnakum shu'uban wa qabaila lita'arafu, inna akramakum indallahi atqakum, inna Allaha alimun khabir. O mankind, we have created you from a male and a female, and we have made you into tribes and sub-tribes, that you may recognize one another. Verily, the most honorable among you in the sight of Allah is he who is the most righteous among you. Surely Allah is all-knowing, all-aware.
God said He created us from one person, male and female, so that we must know one another. And He created us from tribe and then religion, or from one nation to the other, but we are all one people. Then He also said that the best person among us is the one who fears He God more, because if you fear God, you will not make your friend to cry. So God said the best person among all of us is the one who fears Him God more, so that one we will be good and God will be good to us.
Furthermore, in the final sermon ever delivered by the Holy Prophet of Islam, as Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he instructed all Muslims to always remember that an Arab is not superior to a non-Arab, and nor is a non-Arab superior to an Arab. He taught that a white person is not superior to a black person, and nor is a black person superior to a white person. Thus, it is a clear teaching of Islam that the people of all nationalities and all races are equal. It is also made clear that all people should be granted equal rights without any discrimination or prejudice. This is the key and the golden principle that lays the foundation for harmony between different groups and nations and for the establishment of peace.
The last talk what the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam talked to his companion before he died. In that talk, he said, "Oh my companion, I am telling you today, you are Arab, but you are not better than somebody who is not Arab." He said, "The man who get white color," he said, "that man not better than the man who get black color." And he also said, "The man who get black color, he not better than the person who is not a black color man." Because what? God said he created all of us from one male and female so that we will recognize one another. So this is the real teaching of Islam that we need to practice so that everywhere in the world we will always have peace.
The truth is that in modern world we all depend upon one another. Today even the major powers like Europe or the United States cannot survive by remaining completely isolated from all others. African countries cannot remain isolated and hope to flourish, and neither can Asian countries or the people from any other part of the world. For example, if you want your economy to flourish, then you must be willing to embrace international trade. A clear example of how the world is now interlinked is illustrated by the fact that the European or the other world's financial crisis of the past few years has negatively affected more or less every country of the world. Furthermore, for countries to advance in science or to excel in other fields of expertise requires them to cooperate and help each other.
Peace is what we are talking about. In order for all of us to live good on this side, they say if we want to live good, even though you are America, you are a big country, you get everything. But if you say you are just staying in America and you will not come to Africa, life will be difficult for you. The same way we are in Africa. If we say we just stay in Africa, we will not go to Europe, we will not go to America. The same way life will be very difficult for us. So God is keep telling us that we should come together and work for the purpose of making peace all over in the world among ourselves. Otherwise, Liberia will be just Liberia, America will be just America, and things will be going far, far away from one another. Things will not be good for on the eye. So this is why we are talking about peace.
Islam teaches absolute justice and equality in all matters. And so we find another very crucial guideline in the Holy Quran, chapter 5, verse number 9. Allah Almighty says, وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ شَنَآنُ قَوْمٍ عَلَىٰ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا اعْدِلُوا هُوَ أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَىٰ. And let not a people's enmity incite you to act otherwise than with justice. Be always just, that is nearer to righteousness.
So the Quran says, in order for us to live in peace, we must all live together as one. Don't listen to somebody say bad thing about your friend and you not investigate, then you believe it. Immediately then you go there, you want to react. This kind of behavior, God said we must not do it. If something happens, you must find out. And the same way, the thing that it can't affect you, don't do it to other people. God said you do that one like it just said that, meaning that not peace inside it. Because you know the thing that affect you, then you want to put it on another person. God said we will not do that one. If we do it, then we will not offer peace.
In this verse, it is mentioned that to fully comply with the requirement of justice, it is necessary to treat even those people who go beyond all limits in their hatred and enmity with fairness and equity. The Holy Quran teaches that wherever and whoever counsels you towards goodness and virtue, you should accept it. And wherever and whoever counsels you towards sinful or unjust behavior, you should reject it.
Anything that can make us to go away from one another, they say we must stay away from it. Anything that can be the cause for you and your brother can speak, they say we must stay away from it. In order to live in peace, anything that cannot befit you, don't do it to other people. But if we do that one, then it means that everywhere we have peace and we live in that peace. They say even the person who hates you, your best enemy, they say if you are taking action against that person, you must think about God and you must do it with justice. Don't do it with injustice. Even the men who hate you.
Another requirement for peace between nations based on justice is given in chapter 15, verse 89 of the Holy Quran, where Allah the Almighty says, لا تمدن عينيك إلى ما متعنا به أزواجا منهم ولا تحزن عليهم واخفض جناحك للمؤمنين. Stretch not your eyes towards what we have bestowed on some classes of them for temporary enjoyment, and grieve not for them, and lower your wing of mercy for the believers.
The Quran says, in order to maintain peace, the good thing that God gave to other people, don't put your heart behind it. That God gave it to that person. If you put your heart behind it, you will hate that person, and at the end of the day, no peace will be there. So Quran says, the good thing what God can do to people, don't put jealousy behind it. If you put jealousy behind it, there will be no peace.
Islam teaches that the wealth and resources of others should not be looked upon enviously. We should not covet that which belongs to others, because this too is a means for peace to be dismantled. If wealthy countries try to extract and utilize the wealth and resources of less developed countries to fulfill their own needs, then naturally restlessness will spread.
God said, all the good things He do for people, the blessing He gave to your sister, your brother, your uncle, God said you will not hate them because of that. If you hate them, it means that there will be no peace. So in order to maintain peace, Islam is saying that we should not be jealous of the success of our brother or sister, because immediately after that, peace will not be there.
Thus, Islam has drawn our attention to various means for peace. It requires absolute justice. It requires truthful testimony to always be given. It requires that our glances are not cast enviously in the direction of the wealth of others. It requires that the developed nations put aside their vested interests and instead help and serve the less developed and poorer nations with a truly selfless attitude and spirit. If all of these factors are observed, then true peace will be established in the world.
In order to maintain peace, God said, the good thing you do for your brother, don't go and take it with force. The blessing He gave to your brother, don't take it with force. In order for us to maintain peace, they say the big continent, when they come into the small country and not get power, when they come there, they will not come with interest. That if you don't do that one, I will do that one to you. God said we will not do it. If you do like that, the world will not have peace and there will be no peace on the world. So we must stay away from hating our brother, and the good thing that God gave to them, we will not take it with force. Other than that, there will be no peace.
Islam puts so much emphasis on the importance of religious tolerance that it will be impossible to find such high standards anywhere else. Other people tend to believe that until other religions are proven to be false, they are unable to prove the truth of their religion. Islam's approach is very different because it teaches that while Islam is a true religion sent for all mankind, the truth is that all prophets of God were sent to all people and nations of the world. This is clearly mentioned in the Holy Quran, and Allah the Almighty has said that all prophets were sent by Him with teachings of love and affection. and so all true Muslims must accept them. No other religion so willingly and openly praises every faith and every nation as Islam does. Because Muslims believe that the prophets were sent to all people and all nations, they cannot ever consider them to be false. Thus, Muslims cannot disrespect, mock, or insult any of the prophets of God, nor can they injure the sentiments of the followers of any other religion.
In order for us to live in peace in the world, God said, all the religions are come. You will not say you are Muslims, so the Christian people, they will go to hellfire. You will not say you are Christian, so the Muslim people will go to hellfire. All of us will know that all the prophet God sent, he sent them with message, and that message to bring mankind to the wonder of God. So in order to keep the peace of the world, we must also know that there was religion before Islam, or there was religion before Christianity. So in order to keep this peace in the world, we should respect every prophet. Don't say Jesus Christ is not my prophet, so I will not respect him. If you do that, the Christian will not respect you. Don't say I am a Christian, so I will not respect Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you do that, the Muslim will not also respect you. So we must respect one another religion, we must respect one another prophet. Then with that, we will have peace in the world. This is what Islam is telling us to do.
There are many other points which can be discussed, but because of the lack of time, so I will restrict myself to these few points. And I think certainly these points which I have explained are representing the true teaching of Islam, which are the guarantee for the establishment of the peace in the world.
We get plenty of things to say when it comes to peace, but the time is small. But the one we tell you, we are telling you today that this is what Islam says we must do. So if you are Muslim, this is why you have to abide by. Then you will become a true Muslim, and nobody will say that, oh, you are Muslim, you can do this, you can do that. So we must always maintain our peace, and we must always stand by peace.
Our beloved Imam, our Khalifa, may Allah be the helper, he says, there is one question that may arise in your heart, and so let me address it in advance. You may say that if these are the true teaching of Islam, then why do we see such divisions and disorder in the Muslim world?
If we say Islam means peace, this one is coming from the Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam. He's telling the people, if we say now we have peace, under Islam have peace, then why is it that the Muslims have plenty sects? Why? If we say we have peace now, then we go with divide. Different sects. Why?
Hazur says, this I have answered earlier by mentioning the need for the advent of a reformer whom we believe was the founder of Ahmadiyya Muslim community. We, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, always endeavored to convey these true teachings to as wide an audience as we can.
The Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam said, it is because of that, that is, we divide ourselves into sects. So God said, after you divide yourself into sects, I will send somebody among you. And when that person comes, that he will be responsible to bring all of you under one umbrella. So it should be always at the back of our head that this is the time that we have to come under one umbrella and think about this one, and that one, in the name of peace.
Hazur says, I will request all of you to also make effort to raise awareness within your own circle of influence about these issues, so that long-lasting peace can be developed in all parts of the world.
So the Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam, he said, he encouraging all of us that if we leave from here today now, we go back. We must make awareness. That is, we must go from house to house and make the people to understand that Islam, it means peace. It means that we must come together and work for the common goal of peace among ourselves in the community. This is why he said we must do when we go back.
If we fail in this task, then no part of the world will remain safe from the horrifying and destructive effects of war.
The Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam said, if we just go from here and we go sit down to our house, we now go and explain the importance of Islam, that Islam means peace. It means that all of us, whether you are in Africa, whether you are in Europe, all of us will suffer because there will be no peace on the earth.
Who says, I pray that may Allah the Almighty enable the people of the world to rise above their personal interests and desires in an effort to save the world from the coming destruction.
He made dua, he asked God, he said, hey God, I'm asking you now, in order for that thing to be done, I want you to put hand on the heart of my people, so that all of them will see reason and come together, so that the thing that is in their heart or in their plan against this war, it will not happen. He said, may God do that one for us.
It is the developed nations of the West that hold the greatest amount of power in today's world, and so it is their duty above others to pay urgent attention to these matters of crucial importance.
Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam said, the BB country and I get BB power, that they the ones supposed to come with peace now, because we will not get power already. Anything they want to do, they can do it to us. So they should be the one to come to us, so all of us can sit down and talk about peace. He said he prayed that God will lay hand on their heart for them to do that one, so that we have peace in the world.
So may Allah enable all of us to understand this teaching and implement in our life. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin afzal salawatika wa barik wa sallim innaka hamidun majid.